another episode of Amplifying Voices, and I'm here with my guest today, Daniela Belo. Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I would like to, inform the audience who you are, what you do, and how long have you been here part of the team, the BTA team.
Awesome. My name's Daniela Belo. I'm a behavior analyst at Behavior Treatment Analysis. I've been here for about 1 year. I've actually been in the field for 10 years. I started as a behavioral technician for about 6 years and then worked as a mid level provider. And then once I got certified, I've been working as a behavior analyst for 3 years.
I'm interested in knowing how did you pick this career? What was your thinking process? What were you doing before, and how you decide to come and do this?
I kind of stumbled upon this career when I was in college, in undergrad at Sacramento State. I needed a job that was flexible and that could accommodate my school hours as a student. And I applied for different jobs and I tried it out. It ended up being something I really enjoyed to do, and it worked with my schedule really well. I think I was surprised by how much it made sense. Using behavioral interventions, like how they worked and supported clients really well. That was probably my favorite part. So I was a technician at another agency
Hmm.
for a while,
Okay.
and then I just started gaining experience. Once I got my bachelor's degree, I was like, I think I want to pursue this a little bit more. So I got my master's degree in applied behavior analysis and then became a program supervisor. At behavior treatment and analysis, I've just been a BCBA for a year here.
And what was your decision process in terms of how did you decide to come here to work here? Why you came to BTA and no other company?
That's a great question because I was kind of shopping around for jobs, but BTA met the needs that I was looking for. So I was looking for a team that worked together, a team that supported Spanish speaking families where I could run interventions in Spanish and have a lot of freedom in the work that I do. And when I did the interview process with BTA, they checked off a lot of boxes that I was looking for.
Mm.
And so that's why I chose to come here.
And I'm sure here we're so happy to have you here too. You're doing an excellent job. Today the topic that you decide and that we talk about it was that what is ABA in how it's provided at BTA, and it's a lot of like single letters sometimes ABA, BCBA, RBT, BTs. So can you just let us know for people that might not know what is ABA means?
For sure. So, ABA stands for Applied Behavior Analysis, and it's a science that's dedicated to learning about human behavior, actually, all behavior. ABA specifically is an evidence based practice for children with autism spectrum disorder, and that's what we provide here at BTA.
And so there's the whole science behind that, right? How hard was for you to learn that? Many people will think, well, this is maybe very hard to learn and to apply and to use. What was the process? I'm curious about it.
It was challenging at first, for sure, because it made you think in different ways. We all are raised differently. We have all different customs, and ABA is just very simple, I would say. And once you understand the techniques and the interventions, then you're able to really apply it across different scenarios. But it can definitely be challenging at first.
So this is a science, or this is it's a science that is applied, right,
Mhm.
to the clients, because we call clients to the families or to the kids that we're helping, right? So what's the process? How do you start? I mean, it's a really huge questions to answer, but narrow down to starting. Where's the starting point?
Starting point as like a clinician or for the family?
Uh, I will start like as a clinician, and then we can go to the family.
Okay, perfect. So, as a clinician, you would start with, I would recommend getting a job as a behavioral technician first, just so you can see what it's like, see if it's a right fit for you. Um, as much as, we all have like different interests and stuff. So, it might not fit for everybody. So, you would start as a behavioral technician. Then you would get your bachelor's degree and then master's degree if you would like to kind of continue growing in the field and become a behavior analyst. Once you have your master's degree, then while you're getting your master's degree, you're accruing hours, fieldwork hours, where you're getting your experience. You're really diving deep into what is applied behavior analysis and getting that experience. Once you have all your hours, then you test for the to become a behavior analyst, a board certified behavior analyst. And once you're all done with that, then you're a behavior analyst.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
And I know that this is a certification that you can use anywhere in the world, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's, I mean, that's powerful. So what's the process here in BTA? How do we apply this science here in BTA?
Okay, so at BTA, like for our clients specifically, when we get referred a client, they get assigned to a behavior analyst that's going to be supporting them through this process. They meet their team, they get a functional behavior assessment where we work with the families closely to determine what is it that they need support in, what are their concerns, and really figure that out together. We complete an assessment, and then that's when we determine how many hours the client's going to receive and what their treatment is going to look like.
It's very fascinating what you're describing, because it's kind of like, it's a different process every time, I believe, right? It's a different, a perspective, in terms of the decision making of what's how what and how the service is going to be provided, right?
Correct. Every program is individualized. So you meet one person with autism, you meet one person with autism. That's not the same. So you go in with a clean slate and really try to individualize your program to whatever really fits that client and family.
From the perspective of the provider, right, the practitioner, it might be also, it is also fascinating because every day is different, right? Every case is different.
It is. Every day is very different. That's something that I liked about the field. So when I wake up in the morning, go to work, who knows what the day is going to entail? And I kind of like that. I don't necessarily want to be at an office all day.
No, yeah, and I been in contact with the other BCBAs and RBTs that was suggesting that maybe we're gonna do a series of day of the life, where we can see, what do they do. So once we do the evaluation, or you guys do the evaluation and decide the hours that the family or the client needs, what's the next step?
So the next step would be assigning a clinical team. So we see what staff we have available in that region, and then we introduce the team to the family. So we'll go out all together and have like a little get to know each other time, and we review all the goals and how sessions are going to be ran.
One thing that I keep listening in my time here, talking to everybody, is family. There's very family oriented, at least here in BTA, where we do family trainings and constant communication with the family. How important is that the family is engaged and knowledgeable about the things that's going to happen on every case?
It's absolutely essential that we have parent involvement, family involvement. We're there for a few hours a day, maybe a few hours a week, right? So they're the ones that are going to be with their child most of the time. So it's really important that they have the skills to support their learner at all times.
I'm trying to think in what is a profile of a provider. What if you can describe a personality, someone that listen, maybe is, I like this, I like that, I can do this, like what will be the profile of someone that it's fit to do this job?
Oh, it varies for sure, and that's the beautiful thing about it, right? Different providers support different clients, but some things that are important are like being able to play and just having fun, like playing cards and playing airplane and tickling and running around a house. Like that's some of the fun things that we do. Another thing that's really important is just the dedication, wanting to be there and see the progress that the clients make.
That's important because another conversation or recurring conversation here is just the impact, right? And the glow, something that really impacts someone in the positive way. And sometimes it's a small thing, but make a big difference. Can you share any glow that you have before, or in this week, or something that is positive that you can share with me?
Yeah, of course. This week we had a learner who learned to imitate sounds. So before he was really quiet and we would try to get him to imitate us. And He started imitating sounds this week, and now we're seeing little words where he's saying more and go. And it's a huge milestone for us because now he can express himself a little more.
How does it make you feel when you see those type of things? You know that some, a kid that it was struggling in the beginning and makes such a, apparently a small change, but it's a huge step on their journey. How does it make you feel?
Oh, I feel great about it, and it's great to see the whole clinical team be excited about it too. We see the family smiling, us smiling, the kid smiling because he's getting what he needs and wants too.
Often, I keep also hearing this story about kids that go to daycare or schools and is struggling, and it's very hard for them to stay there. And then after they start, with the clinical team, they can see these changes, right? In where the kids support or can take more in the school. How you get to that point? I know it's a lot of therapy, but how can you empower the family also to follow up what you're doing every day?
I think giving them the skills in very simple manners where they'll understand and like realize that they can do this. That way we can empower them. When the parents see that they can do it, that's when we start seeing them implement it more.
So you will say that obviously it's a teamwork in BTA where the clinical team is the ones that design the whole treatment, right? But also at home needs to be some sort of a team involvement as well, right?
100%. Yeah. So we all work as a team. There's team meetings all the time with the family and the clinical team to ensure that they are able to follow along with the programs as well.
Let's talk about technology because I know that Cesar, our CEO, it's very interested in bringing new technology to support the work that you're doing. Does that plays a good role, important role in the work that you do?
Yeah, I appreciate having the new technology. It helps us, honestly, because our job has a lot of work already, and having this technology to use that's already made and that works well helps us on the daily.
What are some of the tools that you use, in terms of the technology that we have here for clients?
I already I use the visuals that we have available for a lot of our goals, especially for the early learners. We have a lot of materials made here for the VB map assessment specifically, as well as the visual schedules for routines.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I know that we're working something even bigger, right? I cannot say it right now, but you'll know pretty soon. Our audience, in terms of a system that they're gonna help, the work that you do. Um, so, what would you say is different here in BTA in terms of like the work environment or the technology or like something that stands out in your experience because you work in other places? And what makes us different?
The big difference for me was the collaborative team. Also feeling heard. Because BTA is smaller, we still have that closeness and we're able to communicate. We can communicate like the things we enjoy, some things we need to work on. And you're always heard here. And we can collaborate and troubleshoot things together. That's something that was really important to me when choosing a company.
For sure it's very important to be heard, and to have this sense of belonging that I feel everybody has it here. Anything that you want to add, anything that you want to share with us in terms of what you do, things that you do, or your experience, anything that you feel is important for people out there that listen to this episode can appreciate.
I think that something important to know is like this job is incredibly rewarding. It's incredibly flexible too. So I think that's kind of the best of both worlds, where it's like we can provide this great service, but also have like a work life balance as well, which is hard to find in the field sometimes.
Daniela, thank you so much for your time. It's been a great conversation. Really, you told me I was a little bit nervous, but you did great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having for being here and for your time.
Thank you.